It's Mr. Jeff Dayton with Tiki Town, and let's see if we can get our buddy Christopher Dell in here. Let me see if we can get him in here. Oh, there you go. How you doing, brother? Can you hear us?
Hey.
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 What's up? Oh, there we are.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, I'll tell you, it's been a long time. I was looking at that picture that I posted yesterday about you being on the show, and that picture was taken down in Anna Maria Island, down at the Sandbox days, and I had to cut out Rick Scatino and Charlie Imes out of that picture, but the four of us are sitting down there. And, man, those were good times back then. Your hair was a little longer back then.
Yeah, a little longer. Now it's slicked back. After a morning shower.
Yeah, and that particular weekend, and I heard, I was pretty saddened to hear about the Rev passing away, Reverend Stickman. Yeah. But he was terrible. Down there that weekend when we were all down there hanging out.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah, man. So what's going on with you, brother?
Well, I'm here in Tucson, Arizona at Palm Tree Paradise. Had a lovely house concert yesterday, and then I'm going to head over to Bomb and Party Palace in Phoenix after we're done with this this big shoe you got going here.
The big shoe. Welcome to the big shoe. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. Well, it seems like now, are you still living out in California?
I do. Yeah, San Diego.
Yep,
born and raised.
And
we have a San Diego in here.
I lived in Escondido or Temecula, Fallbrook area.
Oh, nice. Well, my great-grandfather, who lived till I was the age of 10, was an avocado farmer in Escondido.
What about
so that? Was an amazing first decade of my life running around the ranch.
That's amazing.
You won't believe this, but I got two avocado trees here.
The problem is I didn't like avocados back then. I absolutely love them now. And it's like, dang. It's
How
like,
funny.
Boy, I wish I could get those avocados for free now. Like, we used to pack up the trunk of the car and drive it 30 minutes back down to Mission Bay area where I grew up. And within 30 minutes, all these cars would show up, and they're all my parents' friends coming to get free avocados. And my mom would get all these party invites because she made the biggest bowl of guacamole.
So am I thinking that you just ran into the groves and started picking?
Well, not me. I was picking the seedless tangerines and he grew everything. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But I did like at the very young age. He would get me up in the morning and we'd go out to spread the sprinklers because there's no irrigation systems back then. Mm-hmm. So there were all these hoses tied to sprinklers and you'd have to move them around. Mm-hmm. And then we had the big pole with the bag and the clipper, to pick them.
Sure.
So it was pretty laborious.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, for a 1 to 10-year-old.
And a 10-year-old would know how to spot one that was ready?
No.
I'm
I'm still trying to learn how to spot one that's ready.
Well,
I don't mean right, but I meant that
don't
we'll
go to
get
Food
right.
City.
Yeah.
Don't go to Food City, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think an avocado is something you have to grow into. I mean, because when I was younger, I didn't like guacamole. Now I can't get enough of it. If it's made right, it's chunky, it's fresh, and I'm not talking about the stuff that looks like it was poured out of a baby jar. I'm talking about when they actually make guacamole. So it's something you grow into. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
One thing we don't have out here is La Victoria green salsa. It really adds a great season to guacamole. You can't find it out here. And so I used to make mine all the time using that as a kick for it.
Well, there you go. So I've noticed the last few years you've gotten to you've gotten where you really do a kind of little tour out there.
Yeah, just a little, like 9 months out of the year.
9 months out of the year. And does Charlie still come? And he used to go around and make his way out to San Diego. Does he still do that?
He does. Yeah. He did last year, Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately wasn't there, so I've missed his last couple trips to San Diego.
Oh, I'll be damned. Well, how many house concerts you play in a year now?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think I looked into that. I looked back at my records not too long ago. I don't know, maybe 50.
Wow,
that's a lot.
That's pretty damn
maybe
good.
40. Maybe I can't count. I don't know. But they're my preferred performance venue, just because like we had a really good time here yesterday, and most people didn't know me, and so you know, get to tell them about how my great grandfather was an avocado farmer, and tell stories, and set up the songs, and
that's a good way.
Some dance moves, and
that's a good way to get tips. You know, listen, I've been working since I was 4 years old on the avocado farms. Here's my tip jar right here.
right. Child labor. They kept all the money. They tried to pay me in avocados, and I didn't even like them.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. So you've got this new song, Mexican Minute, and
yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's interesting because I've always heard of Mexican time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, most people know about Mexican time, but I was down in a little fishing village, about a 4.5 hour drive from my front door in San Diego to, it's called San Felipe. And I was down there with some friends, and one of my friends saw a jewelry vendor, you know, coming up the beach, and she's like, "Hey, come over here. I want to buy some jewelry," which I thought was weird because usually you wait till they come up to you and then you're like, "No, gracias."
Yeah, no, gracias. Yeah.
And and he's like, "Okay, give me a Mexican minute." And he was like,
"Bam.
What?" Write that down.
Write that down.
And then I started thinking about, well, what's a Mexican minute to me?
About an hour.
And I started thinking about just how time slows down. And when I'm down there, I don't think about what's going on, you know, north side of the border or back at home. It's like I'm just totally just being in the moment and relaxing, and I'll be having a great time, and I'm like, man, what time is it? It's like it feels like I've been at this an hour, you know, for hours, and it's like, oh, like 30 minutes went by.
Yeah. Mexican minute.
So it's longer days. I love it. So I've learned a lot from a lot of my friends who have moved down there and retired down there, but also from the Mexican culture. And they just, you know, they're very helpful, but they also are just very, you know, if you have a party, they, you know, the party window is this time, but they don't all show up at the beginning. They just show up whenever, and it's just, you know,
goes
no
till
stress.
3 a.m.
Yeah, sounds a lot like some of our broadcasters here on the Sunday show. They just show up whenever, you know. I mean, you know,
right?
So when you went, did you go through Mexicali to go down there? Calexico,
I
Mexicali?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people go down to Ensenada and then they come across, but yeah, that's the fastest way.
Yeah, I haven't gone that route. You know, I go down the Pacific side. I go down to San Felipe through Mexicali. I go to Puerto Penasco through Lukeville.
How did the Baja look?
Down to
clean.
A year ago, January, I got to go down to San Carlos and see Mark Mulligan and for the first time, and
that's pretty cool.
It's beautiful down there.
That's on the mainland side, right?
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was looking. It was odd this year during hurricane season because, you know, that water was so warm down in the Keys. I was really worried about hurricane season, and it was right the opposite. It seemed like you had more hurricanes out on the West Coast than you did on the East Coast this year.
Yeah, I wasn't at home at the time, and everybody was just like preparing, and I like sending my folks over to my house and like, you know, take down the, you know, move everything against the house so the patio furniture doesn't blow through the glass sliding door and all this stuff. And they did all this stuff, and then it was just like,
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Well, that's a good thing. All right. Well,
yeah, it is a good thing.
We're going to put you in the green room, put you back in the green room. We're going to play Mexican Minute, and then we'll come back, talk a little more about it, okay?
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right. Here we go. Christopher Dale, everybody.
Got an everyday problem with schedules and plans. I need a break from being on demand. I've learned some lessons from me amigos down south. Pace yourself and punch the clock in the mouth. Give me a Mexican minute. I'm not in a hurry. Whatever happens, no stinking worries. Meaningless deadlines, too much on my plate. I'm taking my time, that stuff can wait. Give me a Mexican minute, and I won't be late. My focus now is on the weather report and shaking the sand out of my shorts. I use my Spanglish with the greatest of ease. Donde está el baño? And una más cerveza, please. Give me a Mexican minute. I'm not in a hurry. Whatever happens, no stinking worries. Meaningless deadlines, too much on my plate. I'm taking my time, that stuff can wait. Give me a Mexican minute, and I won't be late. Mañana doesn't mean tomorrow, just not today. If your to-do list makes you anxious, well, maybe you haven't learned to say rush hour, no way. Happy hour, ole. New York minute, no say. Mexican minute. Okay. Give me a Mexican minute. I'm not in a hurry. Whatever happens, no stinking worries. Meaningless deadlines, too much on my plate. I'm taking my time, that stuff can wait. Give me a Mexican minute. Give me a Mexican minute, and I won't be late.
Yeah. Man, that really came.
Wow, that's a big crowd you got there. That's applause. They were deafening.
Well, you know, we've been kind of talking about this for years, but you know, when you're making your way across the country or whatever, you know, you need to come through Tennessee and come to the Chocolate Bar and the Tiki Bar and all that stuff. We'd love to have you here sometime. You know.
I would love to. I've been looking for an opportunity to come through Nashville.
Well, you got it, buddy. You got it. That song really has a good quality of production to it. So tell us a little bit about that behind the scenes.
Okay, well, here we go back to Escondido and Big Rock Studios, which is I work with a buddy of mine, Andy Machin, and he's a great multi-instrumentalist. So he plays a lot of the instruments, and then I have a lot of talented group of friends that I can call on. Mm-hmm. And yeah, working with him is just always a pleasure because I tell him, produce me. Don't just let me come in here and record, you know, and what he comes up with naturally just fits what I feel. So I don't usually have to say, no, try something else. It's like he just 90% of the time, just the part he plays, I'm like, yes, that is perfect.
Well, it came together. Obviously, you can't have a song called Mexican Minute, and it's got to have that Mexican music, feel to it, and
absolutely,
and it really come together. And I really liked the background vocals and all that blended in with it. It turned out pretty good.
Cool.
We got our Bloody Marys. Thank you.
Oh man, I know it's Sunday, Bloody Mary Sunday, and I haven't had a chance to make mine.
Well,
I have to wait till I drive over to Phoenix. I have a Bloody Mary kit in my car.
No kidding.
So it's like,
how funny.
Yeah, I take Sundays very seriously.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so do I. Bloody Marys. We got Uncle Alex out here in the chocolate bar making Bloody Marys. So if you're coming through here, we got a guest room for the artist, and we'll put you up, take good care of you, feed you, get you, one of the 5 bars we got here. We'll take. You may not want to leave, So.
Wow, I could see how that could happen. I'm treated pretty well. I don't want to leave anywhere. I just run away from my home. It's like, I'm not even running away from home. I'm running away from house.
Yeah, there you go.
I get home and I start having to fix all this stuff, and I'm like, no.
I know that's right. This place here is about to kill me too. It's a full-time job. I mean, if I'd have known that I was going to build a resort here, I probably would have rethought it. But it is what it is. But anyway, so are you working on any other music?
Well, I just released a song called Smile. It's a ukulele song. And I was trying to think, I've been so dang busy and I'm wearing all the hats that I'm not sure if I sent it to you. So I'll have to make sure that I do that.
Yeah.
Because it features a friend of mine, Rhea McCarris, who's got an absolutely beautiful voice. And we did a duet called Coffee and Kisses a while back. I believe I sent you that one.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And so I'm always working on stuff. Man, I'm struggling with these earbuds.
Oh, are you? Okay.
See, when one falls out, I can't hear you. It's weird.
There you go.
Both be in there.
So on the house concert side, can you hear us okay now? Hello? How about now?
Okay, I got you now, but I just missed everything you said.
Okay. On the house concert side, that's a lot of house concerts. Do you have a starting point every year that you like to go out and start working your way across?
Yeah, it's usually San Felipe. But now I'm becoming this the king of the RV parks in Yuma, Arizona. so and it's cool because they are like a house concert vibe.
Yeah.
Dang it. They're like a house concert vibe. So
yeah.
I get to tell my stories, and they all just bring up their chairs, and we sit out in front of the clubhouse, and it's really cool. So now I'm starting in Yuma. I go to San Felipe, then I pop back up, and then I head through Arizona. I start heading east, and usually through Texas, and end up all the way in Florida. And most years, then I go up the East Coast, and then I kind of filter back through the Midwest, and
Christopher, is the houses south on the bluff? Houses on the bluff
what's
in
that?
San Felipe? I'm just saying,
Sorry?
where the house concert is in San Felipe, is it some of those houses that are on the bluff south of San Felipe?
So it's on. There's one that I do. It's on the bluff right there, actually in north. Close to Pete's Camp.
Yeah, there is.
It's in Playa del Oro,
Right.
And it's literally on this amazing bluff overlooking the water. So yeah,
there's a lot of them on both
I'll do
sides.
house concerts, and I just played San Felipe Brewing to release the Mexican Minute song, and we had a really great crowd there, and they named a beer Mexican Minute Mango.
No kidding.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, I like that.
That's on the main drag there, right through town. Because there's only one street.
So where the big crocodile's billboard is?
Yeah.
When you come through town.
Yeah.
So it's right at the beginning. You got El Dorado Ranch, you got Pete's Camp, and it's
Okay,
right there.
it's on the road into town then, I see.
On the road into town,
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, man. Well, I know you got to get on the road again today, right? And
on the road again.
On the road again. So out there playing house concerts since we lost Jimmy, do you have a lot of people that are requesting Jimmy Buffett tunes?
Sometimes I have this thing where I mix like 3 tunes together, and it tells a story of how I was tired of being overworked and underappreciated, and then I quit. And I mashed these 3 songs together and tell the story. So the 3 songs together tell a different story and a bigger story, but the lyrics fit together really well. So
very cool. Very cool.
Usually I don't talk about it. I surprise people.
And how long do you normally play at these house concerts?
Usually a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I got a lot of tunes, so it's just I play off the people, you know.
Yeah.
I had a couple people, you know. Sometimes they, like I had one guy dozing off yesterday, but I heard that he's notorious for that. And then I had another lady crocheting while I was playing, and that was an awesome first. I'm just like, yeah, I've never played a house concert where someone was crocheting.
I think you've arrived if they're crocheting while you're performing.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
I think that may be it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least you're on the Christmas
Quite
card
the
list.
multitasker she was. I can appreciate that.
What was that song you guys wrote? Maybe in you and Charlie, where you broke down in the Florida Everglades.
No, I wrote that. It was inspired by Charlie because, he failed. Like we were coming out of Homestead. We were coming out of the Keys after Meeting of the Minds 2015, I think it was. And we decided that we were just going to stay in Homestead instead of driving all the way back to Tampa that day. Because we were it's a marathon down there. We were pretty tuckered out.
Yeah.
So, we were pulling out of the parking lot of the hotel, and there was a gas station right there. But Charlie is like, "Hey, did you grab my tip bucket and my, extension cord from Willie T's?" And I'm like, "Oh man, no! I saw him sitting on stage. I thought that was the house stuff." And so then he gets on the phone as we're pulling out, and he starts talking, "Hey, are you still down there? Yeah. Okay, you are. Great. Can you go grab that for me?" And then, he has a conversation for about 5 minutes, and then we're starting up, Alligator Alley. And then about 10 minutes later, he looks over at me and my buddy Rich, and he's like, "Hey, guys, I think we might run out of gas." and he pulls over. He pulls into the slow lane, and he puts it in cruise control, and we see how far we can make it. And it's like 85 miles and no services, and it's like boom, 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 and then all of a sudden it's like pull over the side of the road, literally right in front of mile marker 86.
Wow.
And there's a vulture on a pole and all this stuff. And the next thing you know, we got to swing the doors open. There's no AC.
It's hot.
It's hot as hell. I'm getting bit by bugs. And we're there for 2 hours because we can't keep trying to get a hold of AAA, and it was really busy. And he asked for a call back, and then the cell service was crap. And it was just like, and I just sat there not saying a word for 2 hours. And when I was coming back the next year, I was like, all right, this is a song. I wrote the song, and then I didn't tell Charlie.
You didn't tell Charlie.
And then people started hearing it, and they're like, "I heard your song, Charlie." He's like, "What song?" It's like
something about the Florida Everglades can kiss my ass.
Yeah, the Florida Everglades can kiss my ass, and so can you, Charlie, because you ran out of gas.
Well, I've got it keyed up here. As we let you go, I'm going to let everybody else hear that song if they hadn't heard it before. But I do.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, I want to thank you, man. I know you got things to do and got to get on the road. And
man, I love this though.
Yeah,
I'll do it anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, and make sure you send us the music. Where can everybody find out where you're going to be playing house the next place at? You got a website or anything?
I do. ChristopherDaleMusic.com. I'm constantly updating it because I do a lot of pop-up stuff too. I do these Unity in the Community concerts. So like when I go to places where I've never played before, instead of trying to convince a venue to book me and they don't know me, I just go, "Hey, let's just do it in your front yard. I got a banner that tells people meet and greet your neighbors. All's welcome, but put out a tip jar." And I do better than I do in a bar.
Oh,
and I watch all these neighbors meet each other and people walking their dogs and stopping. And It's
that's pretty damn cool. That's the first time I heard of that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Well, it kind of came out of the neighborhood social distancing concerts when I got home, kicked off the road in 2020. I'm like, now what?
Now what?
Facebook singing into a camera. It's like, I can't see anybody. Next thing you know, everybody finds out that I have to wear cheaters, to hear what everybody's saying because I got to read the comments on Facebook. So now it's just like I wear the glasses all the time.
That was an interesting time because everybody and their brother and sister was doing something live on Facebook, and you could tell people weren't used to it because sometimes the camera would be turned sideways, or something like that. So
yeah. It's crazy.
Everybody was going crazy.
That was great. I mean, I got to get out. My friend said, "Come play on my front porch," and I got so excited. I jumped straight out of my jammy pants and ran over there. And it's like, after I did the first one and saw the reaction, I started calling all my friends in cul-de-sacs up. I'm like, you don't have to hire me. Just put out a tip jar. Let's do this. I did 50 of them around San Diego that summer, and it just,
wow.
I'm like, I want to keep doing this. This is a cool community vibe. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm trying to get Home Depot to sponsor me.
There you go. I was going to say, if you got a big sponsor, that makes life a whole lot easier for sure. But it's got to be kind of cool to. I always tell people, especially new artists coming into this style of music, this community, that house concerts is really how you get to be known, and people that understand the difference between a house concert and a house party. When it's a house concert, they're there to listen to you and the stories, like you say, behind the song. So it's a great way to get out there and meet people, and it leads to another one, and it leads to another one. People travel from 2 hours away or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to come to our place," and so on and so on. So it's a great way to get the music out and have everybody know who you are.
100%.
Yeah, man. Well, cool, brother. It's been cool having you, man. I'm gonna let you get on the road. I know you got to go, and but we're gonna play this. We should call this song "Charlie Can Kiss My Ass" song, but we'll call it
Mile Marker 86.
There you go, brother. All right, man. Take it easy, brother. We'll see you down the road.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Have a great day.
You
All right,
too.
man. You coming through Tennessee? Look us up, okay?
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna be looking at it this week while I'm kicking it in Phoenix for a little bit.
Okay,
There you go.
great.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. See you,
All
man.
right, take care.